500. Your name is Wes Carrow, and you're sitting in a plastic chair that is bolted to the floor. The man behind the desk has a monitor turned away from you at 45 degrees, not hidden, just turned. He reads it the way people read a chart at a hospital, and you watch his face do the small thing faces do, a half second where it decides something, and then goes pleasant. So what we can do, he says, is a co-signer. You are 24. You have a job. You have $900 in an account and a truck with a bad alternator sitting in your mother's driveway, and none of that is on the screen. What's on the screen is a hospital in 2019 and 2 cards you stopped answering the phone about. You say you'll think about it. He says, take your time, and hands you a card you throw away in the parking lot. The chair was bolted down so nobody could pull it around to see the screen. You think about that the whole drive home. At 500, you don't get told no. You get told what's possible in a voice reserved for you. 540. 40 points in 14 months. Nobody congratulates you. There is no letter. The number moves the way a tide moves. You only know because you check, and you check on Sunday nights, sitting on the edge of the bed with the lamp off so the light doesn't wake her. You pay the small one first, $211 in pieces over 5 months. $40, $40, $40, 31. You keep the confirmation emails in a folder you named Done, and you open that folder more than a person should. Your brother asks why you're not going in on the lake place with him and Danny. It's $4,000 each. He says it like it's 100. You say you're not really a lake guy. At 540, you learn to make the reason sound like a preference. 580. The apartment wants an extra month's deposit. That's the whole conversation. The woman is kind about it, which is worse, because kindness means she's seen the number and is being kind about the number. You put the extra month on the card you swore you'd stop using, which is a thing you'll pay for in 11 months, and you know it while you're doing it, and you do it anyway, because the alternative is your mother's spare room and a look you can't take again. You get the keys, you sit on the floor of an empty living room eating a gas station sandwich, and you feel something you'd call happiness if you were the kind of man who said that word out loud. The floor is nice, real wood. You notice that at 11:40 on a Tuesday, and it's the best thing that happens all year. At 580 the door opens, but you pay a toll nobody else at the table paid. 620. Something changes and you can't name it. The insurance quote comes back lower. You didn't ask why. The phone company stops asking for a deposit. A dealership calls you back, calls you, and the man on the phone says your name like it belongs to somebody. You go in. Different desk, different guy, same 45 degrees, except halfway through he swivels the monitor toward you. 9 inches of plastic rotating on a desk arm. You look at your own number on a stranger's screen and your ears go hot, and you have to look at your shoes for a second, and the guy thinks you're doing math. You drive off the lot in a 2014 Camry at 9.9%, and it is the most expensive money you will ever be grateful for. At 620 they stop turning the screen away. They don't tell you they've stopped. You just notice. 660. Your brother's truck is a black F-250 with a lift kit, and he slaps the hood when he tells you the payment. The way a man slaps a horse. $840 a month. He says it grinning. He wants you to flinch. You don't. And that's the problem. The not flinching reads as judgment. And by Thanksgiving he's telling your mother you think you're better now. You have never once said that. You have never said anything. That's what he's angry about. You paid $310 that month toward a hospital bill from 2019 that nobody but you remembers. At 660, the people who watched you at your lowest need you to stay recognizable, and every point is a small betrayal of who they knew. 700. 700 is a door with nothing behind it. Nothing happens. No call, no letter, no moment. You cross it on a Sunday night with the lamp off, and you look at the screen and wait to feel it. And you feel roughly what you felt at 698. What you notice instead is a Tuesday 6 weeks later, at the bank, when a woman 2 people ahead of you is asked for a second form of ID, and you are not. Same teller. Same smile, mostly. Something in it sighs down for her, and not for you. You want to say something to her. You have no idea what it would be. You take your receipt and you go out to your car and you sit there for a minute in a parking lot you've eaten lunch in 100 times. At 700 you become a person the system stops looking closely at. That is the entire prize. 760. The refinance saves you $214 a month. Do the arithmetic on that, and you will not like what it says about the last decade. $214 a month is what it cost to have been Wes Carrow at 540. Not a mistake, not a penalty. Just a price attached to your name that you paid quietly for years, while men in better chairs paid less for identical money. Your mother needs a new water heater. You put it on a card and pay it off in the same cycle and never mention it to anyone, including her. She thinks the plumber did her a favor. Your brother's truck got repossessed in March. He didn't tell you. You found out from your mother, and you called him, and he didn't pick up, and you left it alone because picking up would have cost him something. At 760, you can finally help people, and you learn most of them would rather you didn't see. 820. They send you things now. Metal cards. Pre-approvals with your name in a font that costs money. At the dealership, a different one. Glass. Quiet. A man stands up when you walk in. Actually stands. There's a rope by the service desk you've never noticed in your life, and he walks you around the outside of it. And you understand that the rope has always been there, and that you have always been on the other side of it, and that nobody ever mentioned it because nobody had to. He turns the monitor toward you before you sit down. Before. It's already facing your chair. The chair is not bolted to the floor. You sit in it and you think about a 24-year-old in a bolted chair looking at the back of a monitor. At 820, the doors open before you touch them, and you spend a strange amount of time thinking about the doors. 500. There's a kid in the waiting area on the way out. 19, maybe 20. Work boots with the laces done wrong. He's got a folder with him, an actual folder, papers in it, like he's brought evidence. The man at the desk has the monitor turned away at 45 degrees, and he's saying so what we can do as a cosigner, and his face does the small thing. The kid says he'll think about it. You know exactly what he has in his account, not the number. The feeling of the number. He walks past you and out to the lot, and you watch him drop a business card in the trash can by the door, and then you get in a car that costs less to finance than his ever will, and you drive home. The number was never a measure of whether you were good for it. It was a measure of how long you'd been treated like you weren't.